Hi friends, as I told you in the last class, today I'll be taking up the entries first. Today's class we'll be learning issue of shares, issue of shares for cash at par, issue of shares for cash at par. Okay, so issue of shares for cash at par. Generally, I told you the amount, the face value of the share. Last class we have discussed. It can be 10 rupees share, it can be 100 rupees share. I'm taking assumption it is a 10 rupees share. So I'll explain the entries today by taking one problem so that you'll be able to understand. Issue of shares for cash at par. So first entry is that when our company is issuing shares, let me explain the entries. The following example. XYZ Company Limited issued 10,000 equity shares of 10 rupees each. Amount payable will be as follows. Is 2 on application, is 3 on allotment, rupees 2 on first call, and rupees 3 on final call. Rupees 3 on final call. Okay, so let me explain the entry. First, entry for receipt of application money. Entry for receipt of application money. Bank account debtor to share application. See, if you are having two types of shares, you shall prefix equity share application. If it is equity share, if it is preference shares, you shall prefix equity share preference share application. Since only equity shares are issued, no need to prefix equity or preference. It is implies share application is nothing but equity share application only. Bank account debtor to share application. How many shares? 10,000 shares. What is application money? 2 rupees. 20,000. Second entry. Entry for transfer of application money. Entry for transfer of application money, that is on acceptance of application. Acceptance of application is nothing but shares have been allotted. Okay, the entry will be share application account debtor share application account debtor to share capital account. Share application account debtor to share capital. Share application to share capital 20,000. Sir, what do you mean by this, sir? See, the moment company is receiving application, it doesn't mean that the shares will be allotted. It's just to explanation we are doing that 10,000 shares have been applied. Here I have given example. Issue 10,000 equity shares, amount payable, and I think I need to add one more thing here. Assumed that all shares were applied and allotted. All money due is received. All money due is received. Let me explain the entries with following example I have given now already. See, this is a simple problem. 10,000 shares has been applied, 10,000 shares has been allotted. So, the moment application money is received, you can't say it is to be transferred to capital. See that you can't do that. That is why first we write application. This application account is transferred to share capital, means it is adjusted to capital only after allotment of shares. That is what I am writing here. That is on acceptance of application. Here I am writing a note. I think these kind of things you can expect in true or false statement. Share application money is credited to share capital account only after allotment of shares, not before allotment. This is important, but not before allotment. But not before allotment. But not before allotment. Clear to all of you? So you write the second entry only after allotment of shares, not before allotment. That is what is called as transfer entry. Okay. Next, let us see third one. Allotment money due. Entry for allotment money due. See, when you are inviting the public to apply for shares, the company won't be having idea how many shares the company is receiving the applications. But after allotment shares, you know that this is what the amount they note that is to be collected on after allotment of shares. See, allotment means like they'll be sending, like you are applying for a seat in a college, they'll be sending a the allotment letter to you stating that you have been congratulations, you have been allotted a seat in so and so branch, so you are requested to make a payment on or before so and so date. Like they'll be sending a letter of allotment. Then after seeing that allotment, then you be, if you are interested in joining it, you will be making payment. Similarly, when company is allotting the shares, the company will be allotting the share, they know that this is what the amount that they are going to receive. If you don't have idea how much amount you should receive, then after receiving you can compare. Okay, this is what the amount I'm actually supposed to receive. Say 10,000 into 3 rupees, 30,000. So how much has been received? 30,000. No problem. Entire amount has been received. For cross checking, you should write the entry for due. So you start writing the entry for due from allotment onwards. So on entry for making allotment money due. Entry for making allotment money due. Entry for making allotment money due. Entry is share allotment account debtor. Share allotment account debtor. 2. Share capital account. 10,000 shares into 3 rupees. It is coming to 30,000 rupees. Is this clear? Then entry for after allotment money, making allotment, sending allotment letters, then if since the problem is said all money has been received, so I am writing the entry for receipt of allotment money. Entry for receipt of allotment money. Bank account debtor. To share allotment account. Bank account debtor to share allotment account. Then next, we are having two calls. Two calls. What is call, sir? First time you are calling after allotment of shares, balance of amount like installments, you know, college fees can be paid to installment, 3 installments like that. First call means first time they are calling you to pay installment. Second time they are calling, that is what is called the final call. That means 2 installments has been given like that. First call, first time we are calling to pay installment. Second time, if you are having 3 times, first time, second time, 3 times. Or first time, two calls here. First call, first time. Second call is final call, that you need to clear the entire amount which is due. So share, here I should write entry for making the call. That is due. Come on, tell me. You should write share first call account debtor to share capital account. Share first call account debtor to share capital account. How many shares? 10,000 shares. First call I have given example 2 rupees there. 20,000. Okay, entry for making the first call. The next one. Sixth one. Entry for receipt of first call money. Entry for receipt of first call money. Share first call account at R. Entry for receipts. Bank account at R. Bank account at R. 2. Share first call account. What is the amount? 20,000 rupees. Next, 7th. Entry for final call money due. Second call will become final call. Entry for final call money due. Share final call account at R. Share final call account at R. 2. Share capital account. Share final call account at R to share capital account. 10,000 shares into 3 rupees. It is coming to 30,000 rupees. Share final call account at R to share capital 30,000 rupees. Narration. You know the narration already given. Entry for final call. Entry for final call money due. Next, 8th one. Entry for receipt of final call money. Entry for receipt of final call money. Share final call account at R2. Share capital account. Share final call account at R. Entry for receipt of. Extremely sorry. Extremely sorry. Entry for receipt of final call. Bank account at R to share final call account. What is the amount? Tell me. 30,000 rupees. Entry for receipt of final call. Entry for final call money due. Entry for receipt of final call. Now, but in yesterday's class I have given you, only I told you, the net effect of all these things will be like I told you. When I was comparing you recollect yourself when I was comparing with sole proprietor partnership company in the last class. I have told you sole proprietor cash to capital, partnership cash to partners capital, company account bank to share capital. No, I think we need to prove that. Bank account at R2, share capital. One lakh. Sir, how? You have written so many entries, no? So many entries, how you can say this 1 lakh? I'll prove that. I'll prove that. See, you can see one thing. Application credit into means cancellation. Application debit cancel, no? So bank to share capital first time, share allotment debit, share allotment credit, cancel, no? So come on, tell me what is that you are getting? Bank account data to share capital, no? Second time, share first call debit, cancel, share first call debit, credit, cancel, then entry bank to share capital, no? Third time, share final call debit, share final call credit, got cancelled, no? Net effect is bank account to share capital, no? That means you can see here how many times you have written? 4 times. Bank to share capital 20,000, bank to share capital 30,000, second time bank to share capital 30,000, bank to share capital 40,000. So that means overall bank to share capital in how many installments you have collected? 4 installments you have collected, no? That means all the accounts, application account has been cancelled, allotment account has been cancelled, first call account has been cancelled, final call account has been cancelled. Then you may ask me a question, sir, why you are written, sir? Because you are getting the amount in installments, no? To indicate that how you are getting the amount in installments, we are recording like that. Otherwise, at the end of the day, all the these accounts will be cancelled. Finally, you will be left out with bank to share capital account only. I think this is what you should learn. The next one. Next one. You can see here one thing I want to tell you. Sir, shall I ask you a question now? Bank account is personal account, real account, nominal account. Share application, bank account for all transactions. Share application, personal, real, nominal. Share allotment, personal, real, nominal. Share capital, share first call, personal, real, nominal. Share final call, personal, real, nominal. Share capital, personal, real, nominal. I am giving 1 minute time to think of it. Okay. Share application is personal account. Share allotment is a personal account. Share first call is a personal account. Share final call is a personal account. Overall share capital itself is a personal account. Clear to all of you? Bank account is also personal account. The simple logic is that whatever we show on the liability side, they all are personal accounts. Whatever we show on the liability side, they all are personal accounts. Whatever we show on the liability side, they all are personal accounts. Okay, they all are personal accounts. Liabilities are personal. Asset side, real, personal. Nominal accounts will go to where? Trading comma pay and account. That's it. Now I have started today with saying that issue of shares at for cash at par. Next, you know, you are receiving cash, no? There is also one more possibility. Issue of shares at par for consideration other than cash. Issue of shares at par for consideration other than cash. Issue of shares at par for consideration other than cash. Now let me tell you here. Let me give an example. XYZ and company purchased land and buildings from DHL Real Estate Company for rupees 10 lakhs. For rupees 10 lakhs. The consideration was settled. The consideration was settled by issue of one lakh 10 rupees shares. One lakh 10 rupees ₹1 lakh issue ₹1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. It means they have purchased building from DHL Real Estate Company for 10 lakhs. The consideration was settled by issue of 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. Come on, now we shall write the entries. See, I told you that means you are buying the asset, but you are not making payment in cash. The entry will be entry for acquiring land and building. From vendor, he will be called as vendor. Who is vendor? DLF company. DLF company. Entry. Land and buildings account debtor. Land and building account debtor to vendor. Who is vendor? DLF company. To understand that I am writing vendor, you should use the term DLF only. Vendor account 10 lakhs. Then you are issuing shares. That means you need to pay cash 10 lakhs, but you are not paying cash. So who is the receiver now? Vendor. Vendor account debtor. $10 lakhs. 2. Share capital. To share capital account, how much? 10 lakhs. Being the entry for issue of shares for consideration other than cash. In the entry for issue of shares for consideration other than cash means, whenever you buy something, this is towards consideration, you need to make a payment. But here issue of shares for consideration other than cash. Now what is common here? Land and building to share capital. Vendor got cancelled, no? Land and building to share capital. Previous example, bank to share capital. So I think ultimately these two accounts will be left. If you even open the ledger accounts, all ledger accounts will be closed. Finally, bank account, share capital. My dear friends, this will be taken to where? Balance sheet. So please remember, you are learning the entries on the date of issue of shares. You are not talking about recording the transactions of a company as I have explained in my previous class. Is this clear? I think that is why it is a fundamentals. So today we have seen two things. One is issue of shares for cash. Issue of shares for cash at par. Now here same thing. Issue of shares at par for consideration other than cash. Okay, then third point. Issue of shares for discount. Issue of shares for discount. I told you, no company can issue shares at discount. What is the meaning of discount? First, let me tell you meaning of discount. Meaning of discount. If issue of shares is at amount less than face value or nominal value of share. If issue of shares is at an amount less than face value or nominal value of share, it is called as issue of shares at discount. Example, 100 rupee share is issued at 90 rupees, called as discount. Okay, 100 rupees is face value, issued at 90 rupees. Now I told you, according to section 53, I am also quoting section, a company cannot issue shares at discount except in the case of sweat equity share. That is what I am writing. Note. According to section 53 of the Companies Act 2013, a company cannot issue. My dear friend, these basics you will be learning in the classroom only, in the CA foundation only, because nobody is going to teach you these basics when you go to CA Inter. Corporate accounting is going to play a big role. Corporate accounting is going to play a big role. I'll tell you important chapter from CA Inter point of view, which will carry, apart from basics of CA foundation accounting, is partnership account basics, company account basics, these two, and final accounts. These three are very, very, very important. And all remaining things, also bills of exchange and rectification, these all are also important. But rectification, you need to have a which is the right entry, which is the wrong entry. That is what the significant. But otherwise, these company accounts will definitely, group 1 corporate accounting, group 2 corporate accounting, these things again will not be repeated there. So that is why my emphasis is on paying more attention on teaching you the basics more. Even though some of you may be having good idea about company accounts, but still, having said that, better you focus on this chapter. According to section 53 of the Companies Act 2013, a company cannot issue shares at a discount except in the case of issue of sweat equity shares. Except in the case of sweat equity shares means issued to employees and directors. Issued to employees and directors. Thus, any issue of shares at discount is void. Right, you learn the meaning of void. Null and void shall be void. This is clear? So, this is about issue of shares at discount. Then just let me explain briefly today's class. Issue of shares at premium. Issue of shares at premium means a company can go for issue of shares at a price which is more than face value. At a price more than face value. Suppose 100 rupees is the share value. You may be issuing shares at a price more than face value means 100 rupees share will be issued at 10 rupees extra. 100 plus 10, 110. Now you may ask me a question, sir, why should a company can go for issue of shares at a premium? There are some evergreen companies. Evergreen companies means good performing companies, result oriented companies, having reputation, faith in investors, faith in public. I think few companies you all are aware of it. Nowadays Reliance is doing really well at present situation. So many companies, Facebook has invested some amount into Reliance, even Google has, I think they have announced that they will be investing some amount into Reliance. So many companies, I think reputation. And when the reputation of the company grows up, people want to buy the shares. Lot of demand for them. It's a kind of reputation, is like a goodwill for them. And that they want to encash. And that encashment of goodwill is a capital profit for them. Capital profit. See, 100 rupees share, when they are getting at 110, they are issuing at 110 means the face value 100. Dividend to the shareholders will be paid on only on 100 rupees. But how much they are collecting? 10 rupees extra they are collecting. There's indirectly they are telling you are so fortunate that we are giving opportunity to you to become a shareholder. So that kind of impression they are having because of their better performing skills, result oriented skills. Wealth maximization, profit maximization, they are giving importance for both. A company, when they give importance for both profit maximization, wealth maximization, is a sound company, evergreen company. Such companies will go for issue of shares at premium. When such companies will go for issue of shares at premium, when such companies are going for issue of shares at premium, that is a capital profit. So we can say that premium can't be clubbed to which account? share capital account. The reason is that it is a capital profit. Please remember, shares can be issued at par, shares can be issued at discount, shares can be issued at premium. Share capital account is always to be credited with face value. Sir, you just now you told us no, shares can't be issued at discount. Yes, I can't. I said shares can't be issued at discount, but it can be issued to vendor. When you are issuing shares to vendor, even though you are issuing shares at discount, that is also to be recorded. But I think we don't have such kind of problems here. No need to worry. This theoretically we are discussing about that. Legal aspect we are discussing. Company may issue shares. This is what is called issue price. Issue price means it can be at par, at premium, at discount. Shares can be issued at par. Shares can be issued at premium. Shares can be issued at discount. But as I told you, exception. Now, present Company Act, previously 1956 Act, the company used to issue shares at discount. Why, sir, shares can't be issued discount? So discount is like making you people to attract. See, we all generally, a psychology is that whenever we see on hoarding that 20% discount, people are attracted, psychological advantage. They want to encash the weakness of the customers. If no discount is there, even we have been habituated that why can't you reduce the price? No discount. If say honestly the trader says no discount, we don't want to go to that shop because we feel that is not giving discount. He's charging high. Same is the case. But the thing is that company lawmakers are very clever in dealing with the situation. Why? The reason is that if the company is going to issue discount without knowing the performance of the company, people are tempted to buy the shares. That means when company doesn't have good reputation, the company, you may ask me questions, sir, how can company have reputation, sir, without company starting the business? The promoters of the company, by looking at the reputation of the promoters of the company, I'm talking about it. So if promoters are new to us, we don't know much about them. So in order to induce us to buy the shares, sometimes company may be issuing shares at discount. Clear to all of you? So I think that is the reason to discourage that practice. Companies Act has said company cannot issue shares at discount. You can issue shares at discount only to your employees or directors. You can't issue shares at discount to general public. That is what the reason why this particular point has been inserted. Clear to all of you? And second point, important point you should understand is that this is what company can issue shares at premium. Now this is what is called issue price. Now come on, tell me, issue price can be at par, at premium for the time being. Issue price can be at par or at premium. So I think that we will be discussing in the next class. So I'm just going in a phased manner. Tomorrow's class we discuss about premium. We work out one problem including premium. Then we should discuss about calls in arrears, calls in advance, and we work out few problems. Then we can go for forfeiture of shares, then reissue of forfeited shares. With that, one topic will be complete. Then last topic is issue of debentures. Okay, I hope you all are following. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, goodbye. Thank you. God bless you all.